Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, January 25th. Still monitoring the possibility of an intense ocean storm early this weekend, most likely in the Friday night, Saturday time frame. Questions still remain at this point in time, 3-4 days ahead of the event. First of all, the storm track itself, will it move farther offshore or closer in to the eastern seaboard, and what exactly will be the intensification rate? There are certainly some signs that it could rapidly, and I mean rapidly, intensify in a 24-hour period, let's say from midday Friday to midday on Saturday. Still plenty of questions to remain. The upper air energy, one of the key upper air energy disturbances is still far to the north and west. We'll talk about that over the next few minutes, and of all the factors that are involved with this potential intense ocean storm. Again, we're talking Friday night, Saturday time frame, but still unclear how far offshore this system will end up going. First of all, let's take a look at the 0Z run of the GFS, the operational version of the GFS from 0Z last night, and we're looking at the vorticity fields, and these are areas of spin in the upper part of the atmosphere, and in this particular case we'll have a northern wave of energy trying to phase together with a southern wave of energy. We talked about a jet streak in the northern branch of the jet stream and another one in the southern branch. They will try to phase together, and the exact timing of that phasing together will dictate how intense the storm will be, Friday night time frame, Saturday morning time frame, and exactly where along the eastern seaboard, if it's a few hundred miles off the coast, or closer than that, maybe 50 to 100 miles off the eastern seaboard. Even an outside chance that it takes an inland track, although I think that is quite unlikely at this particular time. This is the area I want to focus in on right now. There's some energy here just now crossing the northwest border of Canada, northwest coastal region of Canada. This is the energy that will dive, we'll see in a moment, all the way down into the southwestern states, and then we'll move along the southern branch of the jet streak, and it will try to phase with a northern system. And again, the timing of that phase is still unclear and will be all important in the ultimate storm track and ultimate intensification rate of this late week, early weekend storm system. So again, focus here using the GFS forecast maps from 0Z run, and here we go. Here's that energy now dropping to the south and east by this evening, and notice kind of coalesces into one pretty decent wave here over the interior western U.S. by Thursday morning. This is 48 hours from now, diving to the south and east, and then it drops all the way into the southwestern states, south central part of the nation here by Friday morning, right in this region right now. Now notice also a second disturbance up here in the northern branch of the jet stream. That is diving to the south and east, and these systems will try to phase together. This is the forecast map for late Friday night, and by the time we get to Saturday, they'll tend to phase together here by the time we get to early Saturday morning. And the orientation of this upper air axis right here at this particular time is starting to take on kind of what we call a negative tilt right in this region right here, slightly oriented from northwest to southeast. It generally results in a lot of upward motion right in this quadrant here, and this is by Saturday morning. But if this phases together a little bit to the east, that would push the surface low a little bit farther to the east with less of an impact, for example, in the mid-Atlantic region. Or if it phases together a little bit to the west of this, that could allow for explosive development right near the eastern seaboard and a big impact not only in the northeastern part of the nation but the mid-Atlantic region as well. So this is one of the things we'll be monitoring over the next couple of days. Well, we'll see how that translates to 500 millibar height anomalies. A lot of blue here showing up right now. Today, by the way, will be the mildest day of the week in the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S., ahead of the next Arctic front. Temperatures probably reaching 40 to 45 degrees, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City this afternoon for highs. But again, that'll be the mildest day of the week. And a very cold air mass arrives overnight tonight, and very cold weather on Wednesday, and especially Wednesday night. Low temperatures by early Thursday. D.C., Philadelphia, New York City within a few degrees of 10 degrees by early Thursday. Now, let's move forward here with the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps. And here we are now by Thursday morning. Some ridging here popping up over the North Atlantic. Also, strong ridging here over the western part of Canada playing a key role. And at this time, we'll start to see the upper level low really intensify here over the Mississippi Valley region by Friday afternoon. This is the time at which the northern system and the southern stream system are going to try to phase together, and exactly where they phase together will be critical. This is all the way now into Saturday morning, and again we have this orientation like this, kind of a negative trough axis. This would put somewhere in this region right here a very strong surface low, and if whether it's here or out here can make all the difference in the world for, let's say, the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region. There's certainly the chances for a significant impact will take place up across New England, because really any one of these tracks can ultimately cause a big impact across southern and eastern New England. But the real question mark area is the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region. Let's go out a little bit farther in time, and here we go. It again slams into New England on Saturday. Very little doubt about that. Bigger questions remain about the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic. Now, before we go to the 850 millibar temperature anomalies from the 0Z GFS, and then we'll see the surface forecast maps, I wanted to show here the European model run from last night. This is the 0Z run, 500 millibar analysis that includes the vorticity field. This is a high-resolution version of the European model, by the way, and its verification time is late Friday night. Notice what this particular model is doing. It kind of has a broader area of that upper level feature here with, again, a slightly negative tilt here. And this certainly would allow for a rather close-in movement of that intense storm system later Friday night, Saturday time frame. This particular model run is likely to result in a pretty significant impact for the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region Friday night, Saturday. I'm talking about maybe eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, down across the Delmarva Peninsula. Again, this is exactly what we'll be looking for, how this upper level pattern will evolve by the time we get to Friday night, Saturday morning. Will there indeed be a negative trough axis a little bit to the west of what some of the overnight models are showing, except for this particular European model, the high-resolution European model. It certainly is showing what could be an impactful storm on the Mid-Atlantic, New England, later Friday night into the Saturday time frame. Now, I did not want to ignore the temperature pattern here, because I'll tell you, the next day or two we have an Arctic blast that will yield some very, very low temperatures. In fact, some places in upstate PA could get below zero by early Thursday morning. Some of the coldest temperatures of the season so far. Nothing to sneeze about. I did not want to omit a mention of this Arctic blast coming again today, milder than it's been, and certainly milder than it will be over the next several days in the Mid-Atlantic region, in the Northeast. But look at this broad area of below normal temperatures at 850 millibars. The next Arctic front, a cold frontal system, will usher that air mass in, and here we are by tomorrow morning. It'll be well below normal, perhaps the coldest day of the year so far, if not the coldest, one of the coldest 2 or 3 days of the winter so far in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, Boston. High temperatures doing no better than the 20s, and wind chill values will be even lower than that with a stiff northwest wind. And it really peaks out tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Again, temperatures Wednesday night, early Thursday could drop to below zero upstate Pennsylvania, places like State College certainly could end up below zero by early Thursday morning. Certainly there could be some spots in the I-95 corridor region, suburban locations that are within a few degrees of 10 for the low come Thursday morning. And that cold air really tends to stick around. The core of the cold moves offshore by the time we get to Thursday night and Friday, but plenty of cold air pushing in on its heels for the end of the week and into the early part of the weekend. Way below normal temperatures here by the time we get to Saturday morning. But will there be an intense ocean storm close into the coastline, let's say just south of Long Island, or will it be a few hundred miles off the coast? Still yet to be answered at this particular time. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GFS. And low pressure over the Gulf of Mexico looked at one point in time that it could come up farther to the north and east, but it pushes off across Florida and weakens. And here comes that Arctic blast now. This is by tomorrow morning. 10:35 Arctic high pressure over the Midwest. Very cold air floods into the mid-Atlantic, the northeast U.S. overnight tonight into the day on Wednesday. Wind chill values will be a big factor on Wednesday. And then tomorrow night, again, watch out for below zero temperatures, places like upstate Pennsylvania, and certainly some suburban locations, even in the I-95 corridor region, come Thursday morning, could be within a few degrees of 10. Then all attention will push and look towards the late week, early weekend time frame, and focus in on the eastern seaboard. We'll have some snow likely breaking out during the day on Friday, no matter where this ocean storm ends up going. This is the GFS forecast map for Friday evening. And between this particular time and Saturday midday, it really intensifies. All models have a big intensification, a rapid intensification, in some cases an extreme intensification over a 24-hour period from, let's say, mid-Friday into mid-Saturday. Now, this particular model run has it a few hundred miles off the coast with rather minimal impact in the Mid-Atlantic region. Still a substantial hit for New England. This is the Saturday morning forecast map. Other models certainly indicate it could be farther, closer into the eastern seaboard. We're still 3 days away, 4 days away, and a lot of the energy involved is still way out over Alaska or the northwestern part of Canada. So a lot still to be determined here. Stay tuned for afternoon updates at arcfieldweather.com. Not only later today, but during the remainder of this week. It'll be an interesting few days to see exactly where the ultimate storm track will be for this likely intense ocean storm late Friday, Friday night, Saturday time frame. That's it for now. For arcfieldweather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.